Yo, what is up, everybody? We are live today. Candy Camper is back, and we have a Wednesday night rope drop. And before everyone starts getting on my butt about the Wednesday night rope drop thing, this is my theme park, and it opens right now. So, welcome in. No running, a little bit of running. Make sure you get to your seats. Make sure you buckle up, and we're off to we're off to a good start. We got John, we got Remy, and we got Kiki and Luca. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It's about to be a party. We have a lot to talk about today because you're going to be the ones asking me the questions, and I can already see here we have a crap ton of questions. So let's jump into it. Let me pull up some stuff real quick. Hope everyone's having a good day. See here, Kiki Lucas says it's hella hot outside, 85, 88. Yeah, that's about what it is out here. It's nasty. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the heat. I'm more of a cold guy. I like to be cold and like I don't know. It's like wearing sweaters and stuff, man. It's better that way. Yeah. But here we go. So first question we got: thoughts of a theme park in India, man. Okay, so I get why India because of the location and honestly just how many people they have in India. But I don't know, bro. What are we gonna like? I can't think about doing that. Like that'd be the last Disney park I would want to visit is India. And that's because my stomach can't handle it. Completely honest with you. I think I would just maybe watch too many TikToks and they kind of ruined it for me. Um, but as far as logistic goes, it makes sense. It could happen. Do I really think it's gonna happen? Probably not. I had an intro. Oh, you mean like an OG 55 intro? Yeah, I'm not that fancy yet. I'm using, actually using YouTube to go live, so getting me an intro and stuff's gonna take me a minute, but we'll get there. Once I hit my, my 3,000 hours, then I'll get fancy, and I'll start recording with an intro. Don't judge me. What else? What is your worst and best park experience? So, hmm, my my worst and best are kinda like a combo. I've told the story before, so, we get on Princess not Princess and the Frog. We get on Splash Mountain at the time, and we make it all the way up to the hill, and the log ends up stopping. Like I'm telling you, like right at the top, like we're about to go over, and it stops, and they evacuate us. I get out and I try to step over. I bang my knee. I have like this permanent bruise on my knee, and we get off, and the lady's at the end giving everybody fast passes. So I'm like, okay, cool. And she's like, yeah, you can use this on anything. And I looked at her, I said, on anything I want? She said, yeah, you can use it on anything you want in the park. I said, okay, cool. So um, I walk around for a little bit, and we start walking over to Space Mountain. And I get to Space Mountain. I go to give her the pass, and the lady's like, yeah, you can't use that here. And I'm like, the lady at Splash Mountain said I could. And she was like, yeah, no, you can't. And I'm like, "Well, she told me I could." And I told her, I said, "I walked all the way from over here to all the way over here because she said I could use on this ride." And I showed her my leg. I said, "I got off that thing and I busted my knee open." So walking over here wasn't easy, but I'm a trooper. You guys know. I keep it moving. I keep it moving. Um, so she doesn't let us on. She still didn't let me on. And I'm like, dude, this is wild. Like, number one, why does it matter to you? Number two, I get you're trying to follow the rules, but I was told this, and I wouldn't like me personally, I'm not gonna just do that. Why would I do why would I walk all the way over there to lie to this person? I don't need to lie. I've been on Space Mountain a million times. So it starts coming down to the point of me asking. So long story short, I pulled a little bit of a Karen. I did. I pulled my Disney Karen move. I went up to the very front of the main street, and I talked to this gentleman. I cannot remember his name, but I'm pretty sure if y'all, full refund. No, I didn't ask for a full refund. That'd be hella funny, dude. It's like the end of the night too, like the last ride. That's hilarious. I need a refund for the whole day. Um, I can't remember his name, but if you guys been to Disneyland and you know I'm pretty sure it's the same dude that plays Facilier as the actor. He works there too as guest relations. Black dude, super nice, kind of tall. Um, he he says, there's a line, dude. There's a line in there. Of people waiting. You know, everyone needs their bandage or whatever. So everyone's waiting. I mean, there's a line, And he stands up, and I told him this what happened, and he stands up and he's like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's not gonna happen. You're riding that ride." He gets up from his seat, tells the lady next to him, "I gotta go." Gets up from the seat, walks all the way around, says, "Come on," walks me all the way up to Space Mountain and doesn't give her the pass, just walks us onto the ride. We get on the ride and we got to keep our pass and ride something else. So went from the worst to the best. Once again, I'm not really a Karen. I don't really swear and like I swear, but I don't like I'm not mad at people. I don't push that at people, especially when I'm in the parks. I want to be respectful as possible. But if you tell me one thing and then someone else says the other thing, you kind of have to be on the same page. So who's wrong and who's right? Obviously, I'm pretty sure now knowing that lady was wrong for telling me that it can work on everything. Because I did find out later on because I read that it doesn't work. But at the same time, she shouldn't have fought me that hard either. Like she made it a big deal for no reason. Um, when it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not like there was a swarm of everybody and their mom coming after with these tickets to ride the ride. It was just me and my family. Like it would have been okay. So that was my good and my bad. And I can't remember his name, but he's still there to this day. I know he like it was just awesome. The fact that he got up and he left like 80 other people that are already pissed off, which is probably why he got up and did it. It was awesome. Thoughts on Disneyland taking down the Pixar Pal parking structure and putting it along with the new one they are building on the east side of the freeway? I actually like that idea. That would give so much more space. Um, I don't know what you would do with it though. I mean, would you try to make a giant bridge and giant bridge and see if you can what's it called? Make more space. I don't know. 'Cause that's kind of far, right? Let me pull up the map real quick. I don't think you can even bridge that to Disneyland as an expansion. I think that'd just be too far. You'd have to take like a train or something to be able to go over on that side. There you go. It's almost like I had this ready. Yeah, so look. So you'd have to go from here all the way to here, and this is the other parking lot. That's far. I know that's far, but you can technically see this from here, but you have to get over Disneyland Drive, which is kind of what they already did with the downtown Disney, right? So what would you do? Link it back here to this side and use that because technically they're going to use this whole area for that Disneyland Forward stuff, or if they ever actually do that, that could work. I'm okay with that. Going back to the last thing with the best and worst, Remedy says 1 week unpaid vacation. Some people have a bad day. I would have fired her ass, John. Kiki Luca, I was just thinking this today. Can't sweat the small stuff. My wife gets so mad when people cut in line. I actually don't care. Just let it go. Yeah, I think it just depends on how it goes with the line thing. Like, if it's blatant and you see me there and you're trying to play it off, like I'll call you out on your stuff sometimes. Like most of the time, I will say something. Hey, bro, I was in line. But gotta remember, I'm also not like not saying you're small. I don't know anything about you, but I'm not a small dude, so it's not like you don't see me standing there. Um, and then sometimes people just really don't see you and they'll turn around, "Oh, my bad, dude, I didn't see you." Then guess what? That's not a big deal, no problem, cool. I don't care enough either. But there's gonna be times when, like, if I'm waiting for 60 minutes to get on something and it or, like, something like that, I'm like, "Dude, this is my time." Yeah, I'm gonna say something, but not to the point where I'm gonna fight you in Disneyland. I'm not fighting in Disneyland. I'm not doing that. That was a pretty big deal because he banged his knee and walked yeah, that's why, and on top of that too, like, me having a physical bruise, like a perma bruise. I call it perma bruise because it lasted like for a year. Anytime I touched it, just hurt. And the fact you could see the knot like right after, yeah, I was actually surprised that they didn't say anything. My Uber driver today had road rage. That's a good Uber driver then. That means he cares. Uh, John asked, "Would you like Disney to make a okay, 6 movie long Star Wars prequel with Darth Plagueis?" I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'll put that out there. I say it all the time. I'm not a Star Wars person. I tried my best to rewatch them as an adult. I tried to watch them with my wife. I tried to watch them as a kid. I just never can get into them. They're kind of boring to me. I understand it. I understand why people like them, and I respect people, and I respect the fact that Star Wars helped pave the path to a lot of things, especially THX in the movie theaters. I respect it, but I'm not a Star Wars fan, and I'll say it every single time, and I'm going to say it almost every single time I go live or anytime on the podcast. Only Walt Disney World needed Star Wars. We did not need Galaxy's Edge here in Disneyland. That should have been used for other things, but I already said it too many times. I'm good. Um, do you think Disney went cheap with School Spinner with the school spinner ride in the Cars Land? And do you think they could have built a dark ride that's the size of Peter Pan or something there instead? For the size of the spinner ride, yeah, they could have built a dark ride for sure. I think it would have been awesome if they made them like little cars, like kind of like just like little mini cars, and that could have been like their kids or something that would go on, and it could have just took them along the ride to I don't know, just show them different places maybe, or just like it'll have to be something learning because I feel like all the car stuff you're kind of learning something now. But that would have been cool. But once again, I don't think this is as cheap as we think it is. I think that this is gonna be kind of more than your average spinner. Even Mater, you gotta think like Mater and, whatever the other one is, the one we hit the balls, used to hit the balls. Those theming on that are still really good. Just because they're not the most craziest ride ever, but it's still better than Emotional Whirlwind or pretty much anything but, Heimlich's. Heimlich was S tier in my book. I love Heimlich, man. RIP Heimlich. I wish they would have done a three-story tall cave ride with one of the floors going underground, something that the fixed spinner. Yeah, that'd have been cool. I think anytime you go underground or above ground, like stories, is awesome. That's what Disney's issue is. They need to start building up more. Uh, they kind of are now, with all the other things they're building. But Star Wars kind of like set that stage. I feel for them, like for them to really go high and go up. It's hotter than San Diego. I went there. Just checked it. Okay, cool. John, I'd rather be cold. Like no idea. And just straight. I'm actually bummed Dolly Parton died. Seemed like such a nice person. People made fun of her for big hair and big boobs. Nice. But she was always nice and positive. Yes. And I heard Dollywood is amazing. That one's on my list. I would love it. I need an intro. Don't be ghetto. I'll get an intro. You know how much you have to pay someone to get an intro like OGs? Crazy. Remy, if I had a channel, my intro would be reminiscent of He-Man. Refund all day. That's funny. Let's go down. What do you like the most, Canada? Are you a Marvel guy? Or are you taking your kids to watch Endgame Encore? Um, so I am a Marvel person. I do love me some Marvel. My kids aren't into it as much. They watch because I mean they're younger, so they don't really follow it as much. They know the basics, Spider Man and everything like that. They've watched the first two Spider Man with me. They liked it, they enjoyed it, but they're more of Spidey and Friends on Disney Plus, so that's their reach. So no, I won't take them. I'll go myself. I usually go with my buddy if I don't go myself. Guys, that is impressive to me. Not sure why it's disappointing to people. So Remedy, let me tell you, it is impressive. It's actually very impressive. That rock work is fantastic. The land is gorgeous. There's just nothing to do there. And it's not the fact that there's nothing to do. The part where they messed up is they made it too long of a land. So it's like narrow to me and just goes like a mile that way, and then you get to the other ride. So my whole thing with it is that it should have been cut in half. It should have been cut in half, and I said this last time too. Cut in half, put one ride, the big ride, Rise of Resistance, have the cantina, have a few other shops, and have the restaurant. That way you have enough there. And if you needed expansion, then you can use an expansion plot. You didn't need to go all the way down and waste that space in the center there. And I know there was supposed to be another ride, so that's probably why they used that center piece to have that little more of a buffer. But it's just too big of a land. That's all it is. It's just too big for that space. That land could have been used for a new fantasy land. We could even got Villains Land back there. Just imagine if we got Villains Land put back there. Now, like that would have been it. That would have been it. So now we're not going to get Villains Land here. And once again, not saying we need to clone every single thing because I'm not about cloning. I want a reason to go to Disney World, and that's going to be my reason. But if you were to give me a Villains Land of its own where someone else was the star, where it's someone else's castle, that offsets what they have over there. Kind of like what Marvel was supposed to be with, Marvel's campus stuff. Those are supposed to be for different Avengers, but they kind of now start just mixing things up, and no one cares anymore. I thought it was a big pre-deal. Okay, we got paid. Why don't I go to Universal more? Okay, so Remy D, I don't go to Universal more because the price of a Universal ticket in comparison to a Disneyland ticket is around the same, and there's way less to do for my kids. So once they get a little bit older, we'll start probably going to Universal, or like planning Universal as like a one day, and then adding Disneyland to those trips. But as of right now, it's just kind of it's not really their style. They're still in that Disneyland Legoland age. I thought it was a pretty big deal. Okay, my whatever sideline master. Why do you like them? Okay, I already read that one. Galaxy's Edge is impressive. Oops. Do you agree of do you agree with that Rise of the oh my gosh, computer. Do you agree that Rise of Resistance is still the best dark ride of all time? It's up there. It's up there. And we're considering that a dark ride on steroids. That is the best dark ride on steroids. It's up there for sure. Um, the whole I remember like the first time I rode it, the cannons were working. And I remember just them going back and forth and you kind of stop in front. I'm like, dude, that is amazing. The fact that this stuff is that big, like you see it on screen, right? And then usually you come to Disney and everything's kind of like shrunk down to be able to fit in the building or to be able to be around you. They went full scale and they work now. Hell yeah. They went full scale cannons. They went full scale, what are they, AT-ATs? They went full scale every single thing. The lasers and when people are shooting it, breaking pieces off. That is so impressive. You don't need to be a Star Wars fan to love that ride, and that's why they did such a great job on that ride because it will bring in any fan, and it makes you want to watch Star Wars. It makes you wanna go back and see what it's all about, especially if you're never seen Star Wars or if you didn't know anything about it. But then you have the rest of the land where it's just kinda basic. Once again, take the middle section, remove it, bring the other end, match together, you would have had a better chance. It didn't need to be 14 acres or 16 acres. You could have made it 10. You would have the extra space for some other stuff. Um, if not, which is so my favorite dark ride, if I was to say my favorite, um, it has to be. Damn, that's a tough. You know what it is for me is that I end up riding one and I'm like, "Oh, I really love this ride." And then I'm like, "Oh, no, that's my favorite ride." But I'm gonna go Mr. Toad's. I think Mr. Toad is possibly my favorite. Just has a lot going on for it. Pinocchio is very underrated and never has a line. Somehow Pinocchio is super like I don't know, I don't get it. But he needs a little bit more love. A little on the scary side too. Rise is definitely the best dark ride ever. Best ride is Cosmic Rewind. Yes. Um, Cosmic Rewind really set a standard for what Disney can do with a roller coaster. And not only did Disney set a standard for roller coasters, they did it for a lot of other parks because I'm a huge roller coaster person too. I've been on a ton of roller coasters, and there's still nothing to this day that made me feel the way I felt riding that ride. You got a really good experience as far as the roller coaster itself, and then you had the surroundings with an actual theming. And we've had themed roller coasters before by Disney, but this was a full immersive theming. They turned the car so you can actually see the set pieces. The music on it is awesome. The quality of screens that they use, the projections, everything is used and done very well. That is where Imagineering at its finest really comes out. My only problem with that ride is that it's in a weird ass location. That line is ridiculous. The queue line's kind of boring. It's interesting because it has some cool stuff in there, but it's really just a boring line for how long you have to wait in it. And once again, I feel like we're kind of getting Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy just shoved down our throats a little bit too much, but I understand why. Um, but yes, I agree with you. One of the best rides, one of the best roller coasters that Disney has. Let's see. I still have Indiana Jones as the best ride ever. Same here, John. Easy, easy. Well, not easy for me, but it's up there. It is my number one ride. I put that out there the other day, but it goes between that and Pirates, Disneyland's Pirates. I will. No offense to the people over in Florida, but your Disneyland sucks, or your Disney not Disneyland. Your Pirates is not good. I'm sorry, it's not. You have a great queue line, and you're like you have all that water near it and stuff. That's really cool. And that game you could play. I don't know if any of you guys played the game that I don't know if they still do it, but you used to go to the shack and you would get like this pirate like thing and you would go around the like around their Adventureland place or whatever they call it, and then you would scan things in and like stuff like skulls would pop out of the water and different things would do movements. And then you brought it back to the person and then he would give you a free fast pass to get on Pirates ride. That's what we did our first time, and it was amazing. Canada's actually work now. Awesome. For me, Universal's a half day park, but I really want to go to Epic. Yeah, I need to go back. So I've never been to Universal over in Orlando. That's on my list for sure. Epic Universe, that's going to be more geared towards my kids now too. Um, so I think that would be an easier win for us to be able to go do. And this is where it starts getting a little dicey for Disney. The fact that they move, OG and I talked about this. The fact that they're moving all of their stuff. What up, Hidden Geek? Um, the fact that they're moving all of the D23 stuff that they were probably gonna give us and putting everything over in Disney World is because they're scared. They're scared because they've seen exactly what happened. Those families that are going for 5 days to Disneyland, now they're going for 3 to 4 days because they're using that extra day to go to Epic Universe. The 7-day family, once again, 5 days now in Disneyland. They're losing those people that they were getting before, and for good reason. I mean, you can't keep fixing things and putting band-aids on stuff. You have to really go at it, and you can't half-ass things. If you're gonna have a budget, stick with the damn budget. Otherwise, you're gonna end up building bullet trains like they do here in California. You're gonna end up not having a good quality ride, and then it's gonna cost like it's just it doesn't make sense. So Disney, you got to get together. You got to give it to us. You got to bring the heat. And I know I'm going off topic a little bit, but the fact that they're gonna possibly get Pokemon and Zelda, that's game over for Disney. So what are they gonna do? What do they need to do to be able to beat those franchises? Like that's gonna be tough. Disney's legacy, I get it, but at some time, like some point, there's other things that are bigger than Disney, and people don't realize that, and people don't want to realize it. They always want it to be like, oh no, Disney's the god of everything, the god of entertainment. It's not. There's other people out there. There's other players. Universal Monsters has the biggest cult following ever, and they went and built the land, and that's probably one of the best lands in the park. And you always like anytime you see things, it overshadowed that when that park opened, it overshadowed like Donkey Kong and everything like that. Donkey Kong's huge. You barely see anybody talk about Donkey Kong. It was all about Monsters Unleashed, or is Unleashed or Unchained, whatever the hell it's called. So there it is. Nintendo Land, I feel is awesome. I haven't been, but I see it looks great. It's just so small looking, like, and they built it weird. They built it shaped up. I feel like when you build something like that, you got to give it all the space. You have to allow yourself to build expansions. You have to allow yourself just to build it out because that's going to be your bread and butter for the next 10, 15 years for you to be able to keep adding and adding and adding. It's not a franchise. That's the thing. It's not a franchise where it's just like, oh, hey, I have one book and here it is. You got Nintendo, so you can use Nintendo. You didn't need to just build Mario and call it a day. Like you need to build on top of that. I am glad that Mario has his own land though. And then I love that they're actually like attached Donkey Kong to the back part of it, but not combining it into one. So keeping everybody to their own land. What I mean by that, like how you have Fantasyland and it has all these different stories in one land. I love that they're getting everybody their own mini land to connect to it. 'Cause they coulda made it cheap and easy and just put like, "Oh, here's a ride for Donkey Kong, here's a ride for Zelda, here's a ride for this," and you're not having that unique, land itself when you walk around. Remy is Remy's in Temu as a religious experience. Yes, it is. It's definitely a religious experience. I got off feeling like, "What the hell just happened?" And then I was like, "I need to get on that again," and then I end up getting on that again. My favorite coasters. So, one of my favorite roller coasters is X2 over at Magic Mountain is pretty sick. But over there, if I was to pick one at that park, Tatsu. Tatsu's amazing. I don't know if anyone has been on Tatsu. It's the one where you like get in and you're on your chest and you're flying. There's this one part and it's like a heart loop. So it's you're up the hill and it like comes down like this and you're flipped upside down. It's that right there is the weirdest thing I've ever felt in my life to the point where I can't explain how it feels. And it's just my favorite feeling. It was cool. That's one of my favorite rides. Um, the park by me has Medusa. That was always like my childhood favorite because it was like my first big roller coaster. Going over to Florida, Cosmic Rewind for sure. Like that thing just smashes almost every ride, especially with just newer technology. You can feel the difference. It's so smooth. Um, I know you haven't been to Dollywood. I highly recommend Big Bear Mountain. It's to me the best thrilling family coaster out there in the U.S., better than Hagrid's. Wow. Okay. I haven't been on Hagrid's either. I see it looks great. I want to ride Hagrid's. I need to go. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I have not been there yet. And that's the one thing that's pissing me off. I need to get there for that. Also, while we're talking about Harry Potter, real quick, my channel, even though I'm gonna stick to my theme park stuff, I am going to bring in Harry Potter because technically Harry Potter has to do with the theme parks, but the new HBO show is going to come out, so I'm going to be talking all about that. So if you guys want to follow me um, in the journey of of this Harry Potter stuff, I'm probably going to do a watch time like after the show. We'll probably have a little talk live. So I'll set that up later when it comes out. Terminator show at Hollywood. My favorite ride at Universal Hollywood is the Pets ride. The Harry Potter ride makes me want to puke. Ah, it sucks. Conan show was fun at Universal. Dude, I haven't actually sat down in a while and watched a show. Um, my upcoming trip, I'm gonna make it more family oriented. So I'm gonna try to sit down and watch watch some shows. My daughter and wants to watch the Bluey show, so I'm probably gonna do that. And hopefully Phantasmic's up and running. Or like I don't know. Does anyone know if it's up and running? I know 5 families who went there in the last year. They all came away disappointed due to operations. To Remedy, to Dolly World or Dollyland or to Universal. Pal World is overtaking Pokemon. They nerfed the Donkey Kong area. It's like a 110 size of what it should be. See, that's what I'm saying. Why are they doing this? If you're taking these giant franchises, why are you making these small ass lands that are going to do really good? And don't get wrong, like I know I was talking shit about Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge only bothers me because there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in between those two rides. Um, I mean, you can only build so many $30,000 lightsabers. You can only drink so many fizzy drinks in the cantina, and before you're rushed out of there. So what am I supposed to do? Eat Ronto wraps and eat weird ass popcorn and drink milk? Come on, man. Give me something. Remy heard it's better to go to Epic at 7 p.m. and stay until close. I loved all the Epic coasters. I see myself as a coaster enthusiast, so yeah, all of them are good. Hell yeah, dude. How is that Monsters Land though? Like I seen from the videos, it just looks amazing. But what is that detail like? Is it really that good? Oh man, Disappointed Families was about Really? Damn, that sucks. Hiccup doesn't look like it's too intense. I think I can handle it. You got this. X2 and Tatsu are crazy. Yeah, dude, they're fucking wild. For reals, like you don't realize like you'll get off it and you have that experience and you're like, damn. And then you look back at it and you're like, fuck, I just did that. And then you'll talk to people and they're like, oh man, that's crazy. I know I would never go on that. That's crazy. I'm like, why not? And then you're like, oh shit, yeah, it's kind of wild. You do like 80 loops. You go upside down 50 times. Yeah, there's fucking flames on X2. Like, what the hell? You're getting flame shot at you, dude. Kind of crazy. Disappointed families. Ghost Rider and the wooden coaster at Kings Island are the best. Okay, I read this book as a kid, and I cannot remember the name of it. Does anyone remember? Was it The Beast? Was The Beast from the East or something like? What was it called? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where the Beast roller coaster? It's like two of them. If anyone can write that, let me know. Ghost Rider and the wooden coaster at Kings Island. So I rode Ghost Rider when I was a kid. Excuse me, when I was a kid. I only been to that park. I think I actually been there twice to Knott's Berry. I ain't riding those coasters. Kiki Luca, even if we went together, you wouldn't ride those, dude. If if I can get Mike to go on it, you would have to go on it. Mike don't ride rides either. Shout out to Webba. I think he's working tonight. Otherwise, he would probably join me. Also, thank you for following me over on Wednesdays now. Yeah, new show time is going to be Wednesdays. I'm going to try to get on a little bit earlier, but Wednesdays for sure. I didn't want to take up too much of your guys' time on Tuesdays just because I know you guys watch the other show first and then then come right over here. That's a lot of time. That's like 4 or 5 hours of us just talking bullshit. So I'd rather you guys be able to get your rest and join me on Wednesdays. So you'll be able to catch me here. Monsterland is good in the first part, the village, but it's just the Frankenstein Manor, the Wolf Coaster, and the bar with the burning windmill. Half of it's kind of empty space. So is that empty space because they're going to build the expansion later on? Webba's the man. Dude, Webba is the man. Like, that guy, he's just fantastic. I'm actually gonna meet up with him when I go to Disneyland, coming up, and we're gonna spend the day in the park together with the family. It's gonna be awesome. He's my wingman. He also brought me to, Legoland for the first time, showed me the ropes over there, and, man, Legoland's a blast. I put this on record, and I'll say it here again, and I'll say it 50 million times. Legoland is better than DCA. Legoland is better than DCA. Kiklu says Wednesday is definitely better. Hell yeah, let's keep it going. The best land in Epic is How to Train Your Dragon. I've heard that too. I heard that it was great. That ride looks really cool. I love How to Train Your Dragon. That's probably one of my favorite animated movies. It's so good. And not only that too, it's done very well. Like the colors are really good. It pops. Legoland's great, especially for the kids. Yeah, not even just for the kids. Like I got to ride on like once again, I'm 6'1". I got to ride on every single thing except for the one ride I wanted to ride on. I wanted to ride on those damn horses, and I couldn't ride on the jousting horses. There isn't anything to do in the monsters area at Epic. The bar doesn't have any chairs. Really? Do they expect you to walk around all day and then not be able to sit down? It's kind of wild. Disney can learn a lot of what not to do in the villain's land by having more interactive things to do. Okay. And that's what and I love that. That's gonna be our segue. Do you so I posted earlier today, I think it was today or yesterday, that Villain's Land needs to be sinister. And not like I'm not meaning like they just need to say fuck all fairy tales and just make like blood, gore, and all this crazy stuff. But it needs to be dark. What do you guys think? Because people, this one guy said, he said, no, it can't be dark. It's gonna scare kids. It's not for the adults. It's for the kids. I don't know, man. It kind of seems more like I'm an adult bringing my children to this place that I want them to be able to see and enjoy with me. So it's not an adult park. It's not a kids park. It's a family park. So they need to walk that, which I told this person, they need to walk that fine line of dark and spooky for the adult and the nice and whatever for the child. And by doing that, which they already mentioned, they're going to give us these restaurants and these different restaurants and these different shops that are going to have lighter characters. And what I mean by lighter is like your Yzma. She's not like super villain. Even Cruella Deville, she's not full on like Hades or well, even Hades. Hades is funny. He's lighthearted, but like there's some villains that are just very different. And I'm gonna try to pull that picture up because you'll see what I mean. Like these are the villains that are not from this world, and that's why I think they're all going to be in the ride instead of just kind of like moseying around a little bit. Here you go. Once again, too, like, I'm just going to show this. This is my favorite artwork that I've seen in a long time. I love this. I think they just like their eyes. No one has any like. There's just nothing. There's just this glow to them, and then the mirror, and then this cracked glass. We're gonna get something freaking fantastic. The smoke, like, dude, this is gonna be sick. And someone pointed out too, I was gonna make a video on this. There's lap bars here. So when you see lap bars, either A, it's because all these dumbasses are jumping out of their boats and out of their cars. So we got to protect the people. Or the real reason is because we're gonna have some drops. I think we're gonna have some drops or some kind of lifts or something, and it's gonna be wild. We're gonna be breaking through things. We're gonna be breaking through the dimensions. But once again, like Facilier, look at him. Look how just evil he looks. And this vibe is what I want in the park. And if it just needs to be the vibe, this vibe in this ride, I'm okay with that. I think then at that point they did their part. They made it a villain. They made a villain's ride. Try that. If you want to have Hades dancing around, cracking jokes, and selling you shit, I'm okay with that too. I want to go to a restaurant. I want to be able to eat there. Um, or do you guys want to see something different? Do you want the whole land to be that way? I know when we walk in, we're going to be walking through the dark forest, which is going to be spooky as hell. That scene literally got cut out of 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 Snow White because it was spooky for the kids, and now we're going to bring it back and we're going to put it over there. Like that's crazy. Or is this all premeditated? Are we removing these things because they're gonna use it over in Villains Land? And I said this about Tiana's, and I know the reason, blah blah blah, whatever, because they're supposed to do a show. The show never happened. It's a different story. I get it, but is that all because they didn't want to put Facilier in that ride because they wanted to use them for their Villains Land? It could have happened. That could have been the reason. Yeah, man, I love saying stupid shit. That's the whole point of this. I can say whatever I want to say and just make shit up. That's the whole point of Blue Sky. If you think the people at Disneyland or Disney Imagineering, they're sitting at a table and just writing things down like, oh, nope, can't say that one. That's too out of place. That's too wild. Like that does not connect right. No, they're spitting everything out. And then guess what? Someone else on the end of the table, like, oh, wait, what did you say? What was that? Oh, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Then people start building and building and building and building on it. That's how life goes. All right, what else we got? Monsterland is good. Okay. Remy D. Weba's the man. Legoland's great. Dark Universe is the least populated land. Wow. Okay, just because there's nothing to do there. I don't think normies like it. What the hell? Really? That's wild. I'm getting old. I need a portable stool. The line is over. Yeah, dude. Right. Villains End shouldn't be that dark at its epic universe. Yeah, and see, I agree with you, Remy. I don't. It doesn't need to go that route. It doesn't need to go full dark. I think we need to go and be able to go drink potions with Yzma. I think we should be able to sit down and have like the what was it called? Like the villains. I can't remember what they called it, but like the mouse house thing with the villains. Like that stuff's fun. That stuff's cool. That brings the villains into it. But there needs to be a point where we're having them be villains also. Haunted Mansion is the right level. Haunted Mansion's actually kind of scary. Haunted Mansion freaks people out. It's a people eater, but it's also not that popular monster. So Remy, what do you think makes Monsters Unchained so unpopular? Because looking from the outside in, that looks like a masterpiece. That looks like something that just took a lot of effort to build. So what's holding it down or holding it back? I want to 3 to 4 rides and walk through castle or a lair. Yeah, we need a lair. We need a lair. We need a dragon. Isn't Monsters Unchained supposed to be awesome? What hotel do you usually stay at when you visit Disneyland? I stay at wherever is close within 20 walking minutes and not in the ghetto where I'm gonna get my car broken into. And that is also cheap, which all three of those things don't fit together, but somehow I make it work because I am a master planner and I plan everything down to what socks I'm wearing that day. It's a horrible thing that my brain does, but it keeps me from having to not have underwear on my trip and always have extra pair. So, but yeah, no, I study probably for like a month of where I want to stay, and I call around a few times just to make sure that I'm not paying someone $40 in parking when I get there. So I stayed at a lot of different places. There's some really good ones out there. One of my favorites though, when I stay, is oh man, Hotel Indigo. I think it's off Catella. Hotel Indigo is super clean, has underground parking that is not accessible by others unless you have the pass to get in. So it locks at night so people can't break into your car. Killer pool, has a bar in there. Not that I'm a drinker, has a bar, has a restaurant. Super clean. The floors in there are they're wood floors, and I like to test things. I'm that guy. I want to see how clean things are. I wore socks. My socks weren't didn't have any dirt on them or nothing. Super clean. Um, very nice staff. So that's one of my favorite places. Over the years, though, it went up in price by quite a bit. So it's been harder to stay there, especially because I'm not a hotel guy. I don't spend any time like I don't spend time in the hotel. I'm on vacation to ride rides and to be in the parks. So I wake up, we get the kids ready, and we are at the gates opening, and we are not leaving until it's closed. And if my kids need to take a nap, then I disown them and I send them off with some other family to go sleep. Just kidding. No, my kids are freaking built like oxes, dude. They'll go all day, man. Last time we went, we didn't go home till midnight, and no one took a nap. No one needed to rest. We ate probably, we bring snacks and we bring our lunches. We eat a few things around the park, have dinner, and we're just riding rides and just doing what we want to do. Good times. For nerd like us, yeah, but I don't think that's a normie ride. Okay. The Legoland at California is better than Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and a lot of other parks. I love Epcot, but Legoland is up there for me. I really do enjoy it, but Epcot, I'll give you Hollywood Studios. I'm not a big Hollywood Studios fan. Um, doesn't do it for me as much. I think once they start getting some of these newer things there, that's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited for Monsters Inc. That's gonna be probably one of my favorite things to go see. But Epcot has this place for me. I love the whole culture thing in general. I've always been into that stuff, so that one's pretty good. The rides there are good. It also has one of my favorite rides is Living with the Land. I love Living with the Land. The Legoland. They took the noose out. Okay. Because it's a scary ride and it uses the oh, is that what they did? Did it? Okay. Because it's a scary ride and it uses the kook arm, people get dizzy on that thing. Yeah. That fucking kook arm. Don't let OG read that one. He's gonna be freaking out over the kook arm. You can't walk within any of the cool facades at the monsters. See why they keep doing that? That's the stuff I'm talking about, and that's been the issue. That's the issue over in DCA. You have all these fake facades and all these buildings taking up space, and there's you can't do anything with them. It's just ridiculous. Disneyland, you don't do that. Disneyland has what, couple facades, maybe, but everything's either a gift shop or something you can eat, or they put something in front of it to sell out of it. Like that's the big difference with this new era. They're just trying to fill in space for no reason. What do you think of Monster Unchained? I say anywhere cheap if I were you. I would go somewhere where the free breakfast since you have a tribe. Yeah. The last time we stayed at not Cortona. We stayed at Cortona Inn once. They had breakfast, and that was a game changer. That actually helped a lot. That saved us quite a bit of money. But at the end of the day, too, like you still kind of get hungry. There was one time where we stayed at a place and it had a had like an actual like stove or oven and a fridge. That was money. That's probably the what I'm gonna start doing next time is I'll pay a little bit more and get the oven in there. That way we can actually cook eggs. Because if you eat like an actual full meal, then no one's hungry for at least a couple hours, and you're burning off. You keep burning because you're always walking. So, um, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Epcot is one of my favorite parks tied with Disneyland. Yeah, it's up there for me. Epcot's really cool. Like I told someone other day, they're like, "Oh, if I only had 2 days or two parks I can go to, what are they going to be?" And I told him as much as I want it to be Animal Kingdom, like that would be my choice, but it's going to be Epcot, and you have to go to Magic Kingdom. Even though I said all the time, I said screw Magic Kingdom, but if you haven't been once, you at least have to go to Magic Kingdom once, even though it is kind of a Disneyland of itself. Our family is like yours, Canada. We go with friends, families, and all the kids tap out at noon. My kids are glued to the park all day. Yeah, see, there you go, Remedy, because you built an Iron Army. That's exactly what it is. Your kids are troopers. No, my kids know like what we're doing that day. It's getting like we're going down. It's going down. We're not we're not come like we don't live down the street, so it's not like we can come here all the time. So we want to make sure that we get our times worth and have fun. And when you have that much fun at Disneyland, you're not noticing the time anyways. But I'm also premeditatively like trying to get on something and do something with them. So there's never this downtime of like, oh, what do we do? And I've been on trips with people like that where they have no idea what to do next because they don't like do anything. And then you end up wasting half the day, or you end up like, oh, I want to ride. I remember this one time I can't remember who I went with, but they end up wanting to ride Splash Mountain, and we waited in line for Splash Mountain for like 2 hours, and we missed like half the day, and we ended up leaving early that day. So it was horrible. Um, Remy D, proud Honda Odyssey owner. Damn, I looked into those. No, I actually have a 2024 Honda Pilot. Um, I do love my Pilot. My Pilot's my baby, and it fits all my kids, kind of. But now that I have the new baby, it's very packed in that car. But good on gas mileage for how big it is. Has enough power for us to do what we need to do. It can tow. Um, it has modern stuff in it. It has a regular engine, which is fantastic. Like I can lift the hood and I can see everything in there and like, oh, I know what that does. Um, yeah, I love it. Good car. Great sound system in there too. And then on top of that, what I really like about it is it rides just like driving a Civic. Like, I can get in this thing and it feels like I'm driving a Civic, even though it's a big ass car. Honda just has this way of just every all their cars feel the same, and it's not a bad thing. It's just so comfortable. Yeah, how the V's yeah, I believe the Odyssey share I'm pretty sure they share the same engine if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't want anything with the turbo, extra bullshit that I don't need. Tom Brink minivan in the US from Ozark. Hell yeah, let's go. And that's the thing too, like, I had the money to at the time to buy something, like, something different, and I told my wife, like, "Why?" Number 1, I'm getting old. Number 2, it's not for me, I just need something reliable. So, it was either going with Honda or going with the Toyota. I didn't need to go get something fancy, I didn't need to go get me a Tahoe or an Escalade. Like, that shit's just overrated, man, just get something that fits within your needs. And I got myself a nice ass car, got it for the family, and I enjoy it myself, I love driving it. It looks mean, and the family loves it. My wife can actually drive it, which scares me still, but, you know, just she don't watch, she can't hear me, she don't watch. Um, I need OG to do my ringtone and say "Kuka." Kuka Luka. That's all funny. I've been to American Dream with the indoor theme park, Nickelodeon Universe, or, it's got some legit rides, 6 major coasters, a ton of flat rides, all the same all year round. No. So, I've only been to a few parks just because, like, growing up, we didn't my mom and dad didn't really travel too much, um, until they gotten older, so anything we did kinda stayed within California, and anytime we went on vacation, it was pretty much to Disneyland. Except we went that one year, we went to, Universal Studios instead of Disneyland, and the next years after that, they decided, like, "Yeah, we're not going to Universal, let's just keep going to Disneyland because everyone had more fun at Disneyland." My grandmother took us to where'd she take us? We'd go to Great America down in the Bay Area, Great America quite a bit, we had season passes for that. That was a good place. They had that Top Gun ride for that was a really good roller coaster, Top Gun. But I do have a lot of other places planned on my list of travels in the future. I just gotta wait for the kids to get a little bit older so they can enjoy some of the stuff more, and, also, I want my kids to be taller so they can ride the rides with me. Um, what else? One of the best shows ever, Ozark. I've seen 1 season, I didn't watch the rest of it. I don't like how Toy designs their interior spaces, it feels cramped. Yes, and that's actually what had me move over to the pilot. For the same year, it was bigger and it just was like just had a bigger space, and what happens for me is since I'm taller, when I sit down, my legs kinda, like, sit on the side, and in the Toyota, they had, like, the middle console kinda, like, dips in a little more, so my leg would rub against it, so it wasn't as comfortable. I have a 2008 Lexus RX-4. Dude, that thing will keep going. That thing's gonna go forever. Yeah, $800 to keep going another 40,000 miles probably. You're gonna hit 300 in that thing easily. One of the best shows ever on Netflix. Um, what are you guys watching right now? What's your show? What are you guys into? I went back and watched Sopranos for, like, the 80th time. I love that show. Sopranos is up there for me. Silo. Dude, how is that? Because my buddy raved about it, but he was, like, the only person to tell me. He's like, "You should go watch Silo." And you know what? I feel bad for Apple TV because it's it it's their marketing, right? I feel like Apple does really good at marketing their cell phones and their AirPods and everything else, but when they wanna spend billions of dollars to try to get into this market, they don't do anything with it. And they have a few shows, they have, like, Ted Lasso and stuff, like, some good quality shows. Just no one ever says, "Oh, hey, let's Apple TV and chill." Like, it doesn't work that way. Sino Silo has been slow though. Okay. Watched Lanterns, which is pretty good. I think Tones is watching that right now. Ted Lasso season 1 was amazing. I watched Severance recently. Yeah, see, I gotta get in. I have Apple TV. I just need to use it. I gotta get in there. But I'm a serial watcher, so or what I mean by like I rewatch the same shows over and over again, just because I know I like them, which is a me problem. But at the same time, why would I want to watch something I don't know if I'm gonna like? It was really good. So You know what I watched, again recently? Sinners. It was so good. I love Sinners. Did anyone watch Sinners? Yeah, many things are there's a lot of good stuff out there. It just depends, like, my brain just wants to watch something, and then I get in this mode of, like, "Cool, I'm gonna just focus on that." Sinners was a surprise hit. Right. I remember talking to Tones about it, and I'm like, "Man, this" I remember we watched the trailer together, and I was like, "Ah, this isn't like, this is gonna suck, blah, blah." And then I watched the movie, I'm like, "Dude, what the hell did I just watch?" And then I watched it the second time, I'm like, "What the hell did I just watch? This is great." Not only that not only that it's a good movie, it was filmed so well. Like, just the quality of it, the angles, the quality, the just everything was very, very high quality and well done. If you have a nice TV and nice sound like surround sound, like, this is a treat. This movie's a treat. Why do you like Sinners? I thought it was overrated, seems like just a regular old vampire movie. I like Sinners because first off, I'm very into, like, the cinematography of things, so I kinda look past the show past the movie sometimes, and that was one of the things, especially that scene with all the flames, that fire was just so vibrant. It was awesome. I liked it because it threw me off. I wasn't expecting them to be vampires, and that kinda reminded me of, oh my god, what's that movie? Dusk to Dawn, where you didn't like you're like, "Oh, cool, it's on a you're just kidnapping people and trying to get to Mexico." Then all of a sudden, everyone just turns into damn vampires, and you got some dude shooting bullets out of his crotch area. Um, but I loved it. I thought it was great. Why do you like Sinners? I made my wife sit through Obsession with me. She found it funny. I haven't seen Obsession yet. That's on my list. Remy Session in the theaters was an experience. Is it supposed to be scary? The Girl is a Session had one of the best performances I've seen in a long time. Wow, really? It's disturbing. Okay. So not on the scary part, just more disturbing. What was the last movie you saw that you're like, fuck, this is actually scary? Like this shit creeped me out. 'Cause I feel like there's nothing that really like scares me. The Mummy. Which Mummy? The one with Tom Cruise? Oh my god, let's talk about that real quick. Way to excuse my language. Way to fuck up, dude. Way to fuck up Universal because remember Universal is supposed to relaunch all the original monsters and they went with the Mummy first, which is fucking dumb, and they fucked that series up. And now they dropped it. So what they're gonna do, if you notice, they're gonna wait a little bit and they're gonna start releasing these movies again. Hill House was so good. Hill House was good. But I mean, it's been a while since I've seen anything scary. Carrie, that's gonna be good. Do you know who's doing it? I just got my HBO back too, so I need to watch the was it Dairy Lane or I think that's what's called? The one with the It origin story. Like I need to get on that. Okay, John, I don't care about it at all unless it has our boy in it. If it doesn't have our boy Nick, then I don't give a fuck about National Treasure 3. And it can't be and I don't want the bullshit where he's old and he's like sitting at his house. You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on an adventure. You're gonna go on an adventure. Here's the map." I don't want that shit. I want that dude riding around, rolling around, doing some shenanigans. He can't be all old sitting in a chair putting other people on adventures. We're not playing that game. Steve's out. Yeah, let's go. We need a national treasure ride in Epcot. Dude, you know what? How much of a reach is National Treasure? But hey, we got Tron. We could technically get it. I'm gonna pull up some stats real quick. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh so the National Treasure movies. Oh my gosh, my thing is jacked up. Hold up, y'all. There we go. So the National Treasure movies, they made $806 million box office gross. That's not bad. So the first one, the budget, the budget was 100 million. It did worldwide 347. The second one had 130 million budget, and it did 459 million. People talk a lot of shit about the second one. I didn't mind it that much. I thought it was all right. Even with DVD and Blu-ray, the franchise brought in over $900 million. The fact that it made $900 million and Disney still decided to make some weird ass like whatever they did on Plus, and then it's taking them this long to make a third one. Like, not every movie needs to be an Avengers and make $1 billion for it to need to get a second one. There's still good movies that made triple its budget that people liked. Want Riley Poole and the redhead chick he met at the ending of the second movie. Hell yeah. I don't get scared as much after I became an adult since I know that it's all fake. But I used to watch Carrie and Exorcist when I was a little kid in the regular TV, and that was scary F. Yeah, I agree. When I was younger, of course, but now I still get the chills every once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's creepy. But I'm not like, oh my god, I can't watch it. I'm scared. Oh, I can't sleep at night. There's still people like that. So, what do you think about this argument about rides needing to be a giant theatrical hit to be worthy of a theme park land? That's a good question. So, I do I do think we're in this era of originals kind of going away. Most of these lands now, instead of being one giant land with multiple mini rides like we have like Fantasyland where it's a whole bunch of different franchises in one land, I think those are gone also. Do I want do I need giant theatrical hits to be worthy of a theme park land? I think you do. For a land, you do. For a ride, I think that there's certain things that Disney understands, but also Disney puts themselves in these weird circles or these weird predicaments where they pay all this money to do the research and development for these things, and they need to use it. And that's what kind of happened with Tron. With they found these bikes, like what can we do with it? The only thing that makes sense is using Tron, and they tried to make it work. So I can see them doing that, but as far as lands go, no, there's no way. There's no way. And you know why I know that? Because we keep getting frozen. Look how many frozen lands there are. There's so many frozen lands everywhere because it keeps bringing in money. Um, yeah, you say that now, Kiki and Luca, but guess what's going to happen? I'm telling you, I'm calling it from the rooftops that we're going to get frozen somewhere in that park. And if it happens, it's probably going to go behind the Matterhorn. Yep, I think it goes behind the Matterhorn. National Treasure movies were fun. I like Nick Cage. He was really good in Family Man and The Rock. I agree. Leaving Las Vegas was very disturbing. You know what else was fun? Night at the Museum. Yes, Night at the Museum was so good. And then they went and made that weird ass thing too, where they made like a cartoon or something. Those were good movies. Did those do any good? Let me see. Gum gum. Dum dum dee gum gum. The second one was decent, but the first one was good. It was funny. Dude, okay. You know how much those made? Those made $1.35 billion, all three of them. So the first one was 110 to make, 574 million worldwide. Second one was 150. They did 413, and then the third one was 127, and they made 363. So it declined after each one, which is not a good sign. Where the other movie went up, which is what you want to see. So I can understand why they didn't make a fourth one, and if they do, they're going to put it out probably way later. I don't think it has anything to do with being an adult as much as it does with the fact that you get less scared each scary movie you see. That's true. You start getting numb. Rides that sell merch, just facts. Yeah, rides need to sell merch, and that's the isn't that such a weird concept? Is that like you go into the park, there's certain things that you see there's certain things you always know that's going to sell. Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and Winnie the Pooh. Like, you know, those 3 are always gonna sell no matter what, even without a ride, because that's what they used to they did that for a while until we got Winnie the Pooh, until we got, Mickey. The other side of it is you make a land, you make a ride, just like Indiana Jones. You put Indiana Jones there and you made that Indiana Jones shop, there's always people in that Indiana Jones shop. And you had exclusive merch there because there's no other parks that had it. So that makes a lot of sense. But let me ask you this. Do you see people walking around with Tron shirts because they just got off the Tron ride? No. No, you don't. Not at all. There's certain rides where you just don't walk off and buy that merch. You get off Haunted Mansion, you buy that merch. You go I feel bad for the Pirates because that Pirates shop is so small and it's always like I feel like people don't go into it because there's no room to walk around in there. Big Thunder. Yep, Space Mountain. To see they don't have merch, but thing is, you still see people walk around with Space Mountain merch, but you don't see anybody walking around with Big Thunder merch. And that Big Thunder, remember it has the one right across the road there? That used to be having exclusive stuff too. And they just start that's the thing with Disney though. Disneyland at some point they went and to the point where they just started putting everything in all the shops. So it was pointless. Like you used to have to go to one of the shops like that was near a ride just to get that ride exclusive merch. But now you can get it almost anywhere. And then most of the stuff they make is not ride exclusive anymore. It's universal. That's why it's weird there's no Frozen Land in Disneyland. They would sell a million They would. They would. They would sell a million dresses, million dolls, million shirts. And that's the thing. Once again, not that I'm advocating to get this. I do not want Frozen. I don't care about it. But as someone that works in with business stuff, like that's a smart business move. It is. And that's why every other park, even the ones overseas, they're throwing it in there too. It's why highly trained soldiers make full-scale models of buildings they plan on breaching so they can practice for perfection while also lessening their senses once they do the real thing. That's true. Are you excited for Dune or Doomsday? I'm excited for Doomsday. I've never seen Doom or Dune. Um, and Tones hates on me for it. I promised him I'd watch Dune. So that's like the next like after I finish Sopranos, I'm gonna watch all the Dunes. So I can be in the cool zone. I'll say though that the movies where people record the stuff through a phone or camcorder gently. Yeah, what was the what was the last one they made? Paranormal Activity. That one was crazy, and then Blair Witch Project. That was wild too, especially as Blair Witch because that was like the first of its kind. I remember seeing that when I was young, and that was crazy. Space Mountain doesn't have a gift shop. Same with okay. Kiki and Luca about Endgame Encore. I decided not to take my son to it. It's 3 hours long. He's gonna make me take him to the bathroom. I missed the juicy new scenes. 3 hours is so crazy. Think they'll do like an intermission? What was the movie they did an intermission in? There was something that they did that with. Uh, Anybody thinks Zendaya is overrated? I do. I think she's overrated. But I'll say this: even though she's overrated, I rather see her than a lot of other actresses because she doesn't do stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like she's not out there like just prancing around and just fucking talking to talk. Like, that's my issue with a lot of people. Just shut the fuck up and sit down. Like you make $1 billion a year, shut the fuck up and go play with your toys. So I respect Zendaya in that sense. Um, but is she overrated? Yeah, I think she is. I don't think her acting is that great. I think she plays the roles well. It's just she's not my favorite actress in the world. Yeah, and not saying you need to stay silent. You can speak your mind and be your own person, but at the same time, like know your spot, know your place. You're not gonna change things, and I'm not gonna follow you because you're an actress. You know what I mean? Like if you tell me to go, for instance, go vote for someone, I'm not gonna vote for them because you told me to fucking vote for them. I'm gonna do my research and vote for who I think I need to vote for. So she doesn't get in any of that shit. I'm cool with that. Just like you're fucking Snow White. Like shut the fuck up. Go be Snow White. That's all we need. Just be cool, bro. Um, I asked my son if he wanted to see Endgame, and they said whatever. My kid doesn't care for Marvel or Star Wars. He likes Demon Slayer and God, throw him away, dude. God, throw him away. That's what I do. I threaten my kid all the time. Like, dude, I'm gonna throw you away. Just keep talking that way. How dare you? Just playing. No, it's cool though. Like once again, Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan, and my dad and my stepdad and my mom and all like they tried to get me into Star Wars when I was a kid. That was the hottest thing, and I just couldn't do it. As a kid, I was watching freaking Power Rangers. That was my thing. Sounds Zendaya's in like every big movie. She's in Dune, Spider Man, Doomsday, and Odyssey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do that. Look at Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was in like everything. These people end up getting on these type trains for a while, and they try to throw them in all these movies. John Berthal is overrated. The same character. In every movie. Yeah, I mean, because he's the Punisher, dude. There's certain people that are just the same person, just like was it William Scott or whatever his name is that plays Stifler. He's just the same person. He gets typecasted. Shrek. I love Shrek actually. But you know what their issue is? They overdo these characters, like especially like Universal with the minions. Like they just dilute that. So you end up getting fatigue after a while. Then oh, we got the minions coming out. Minions movie. Minions movie 4, 5, 6. Oh, but on top of that, we're gonna come out with whatever the other movie is. And just like just too much. Come out with something original. Give us something new. No, it's a show. Go Power Rangers. Hell yeah. The stuff they changed. That's going fast. The stuff they changed was pretty cool and ahead of its time. Remember the Bears on Hulu. First two seasons are my favorite all time. It's my about cooking restaurants. Yeah, I need to start writing some stuff down so I can try to watch them. Uh, Baron Dune. Okay. My 5-year-old son is on the Power Rangers tear. Yes, hell yeah. There you go, Remy. He's watched the entire 93 more. Dude, so fun story. My mom, she woke me up early and she didn't tell. I love that. That was the best thing in the world, man. My mom woke me up early and she took me to Toys R Us, and we're standing in line and I didn't know why. And there's a fudge ton of people there. And I remember going, and all of a sudden we get to the front and it was the original Power Rangers and they were doing autographs and everything. So I got to meet the original Power Rangers. And then we went inside the store and they had like 4 aisles just full of brand new Power Ranger toys. And I remember all these kids and people were just digging through toys because there's just like all this new drop. And man, that's one of those things that sit with me. I don't have it out, but I have the original original DVD. Nope. Wow. Original VHS of the Power Rangers. Remember the Black Ranger had his birthday party and he got his ass jumped by the putties because he was like, "Yeah, no one wants to come to my birthday." And he's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And then he goes down to the hood and gets jumped by putties. Um, so that wasn't a good birthday for him. But I have that and it's still cellophane wrapped, which is pretty sick. But Power Rangers is good. I tried to get my son into Power Rangers too, and I think I started a little too early, so he wasn't into it as much. So I'm gonna try again. Times where it's so different. They made the black guy the Black Ranger, the Asian girl the yellow. Yeah, wild, right? Good old days. That's hella funny. What's your favorite food? Okay, let me ask you, or you got to ask me that question differently. It's like my overall favorite food, like forever, or like my favorite breakfast, my favorite lunch, my favorite dinner, my favorite dessert. What are we going with? Or like the one like a full meal like that I can forever eat. Or if I'm like on my deathbed or my fucking I'm in jail before they fucking nerf me. Pizza Moon from Epic is the best pizza. Fuck, that's wild. I don't think that you're the first person I heard that from either. I heard someone else told me that. But let's put this way. I'll give you all my stuff. My favorite breakfast is a fried egg sandwich. But but what that means is you take 2 waffles. Hear me out. You take 2 waffles, you take 2 eggs, fry them up, you put cheese on there, your cheese of choice, and you put them between the waffles. Put a little bit of syrup and you eat that shit. That's one of my favorite foods. I love it. I've been eating that since I was a kid. Like that's my go-to. My favorite lunch, you know, I think this is, I think this is a lunch food in my mind, but, I really, really enjoy, um, like a hot dog, but like a chili dog and, like, chili fries. So I'll go, like, chili dog and chili fries. I don't eat it a lot, like, it's not, like, on my list, but that is actually, like, one of my favorite things to eat, and it has to be stag chili. I love me some stag chili or homemade chili. Then my favorite dinner ever, that's a tough one because there's a lot of things I love. I really, you know what I'll do because I love both of these things and it makes it easier? Chicken parmesan on, so chicken parmesan on some noodles. Fire. Love that. And then my favorite dessert of all time, easy, donuts. And if I was to pick, anything on this and to get rid of all of it, like, the only one thing I would pick so I can eat it forever, would be donuts. I love donuts. But I'm gluten free, so fuck me, I can't eat donuts. Uh, but yeah, donuts one of my favorite things in the world. And I love pizza. I'll eat pizza for dinner, pizza for breakfast, pizza for lunch. I'm okay with it. Honestly, I love breakfast for dinner too. So I'll eat eggs all day. I love PB&J, pizza, nachos, and donuts, but I eat like grilled chicken and salad now. Yeah, pretty much me too, dude. I have that pre-diabetes, so your boy's out here working out every day, eating healthy, and I'm gluten free, so I pretty much don't eat anything. Who's your favorite Disney character? Mm, you know what's weird? So if I was to pick like my favorite like original, it's gonna be Goofy. But like my favorite one, like who I would hang out with, shit, that's a good question. Roger Rabbit always sticks out for me because I just think he's so dumb, but I would like hang out with him for some reason because I could always make him do shit and then he'll go and do it and then I'll laugh at him. So if I really want to just laugh at someone for being a dumbass, it'd be Roger Rabbit. Um, but who can I just kick it with? Like, if I was to call him up, like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing tonight? You wanna watch, like, the fights or wanna barbecue?" Who would I invite over my house? It had to be someone cool. You know, like, just Peter Pan is just too much, and these places I think he's like a kid anyway, so that's creepy and weird, but, like, Kuzco for reals, Kuzco, that dude's chill as hell. No, Kuzco would probably bring the pizza too. Kuzco would be chill. Yeah, let's go Cusco, it's funny. Disney character. Dude, you got me on the spot right here. I'm usually pretty quick with these answers. It's just once you say the answer to it, you're kinda stuck with that for life. So I don't wanna just put that out there like that. I mean, I could just kick with Goofy, dude. But I feel like Goofy is such an underrated character in general. Like, if you really look at who Goofy is, that dude cares. That dude raises his son by himself. That dude has a job. That dude has his own house. Like, that guy is actually put together pretty well. So, I'm just gonna kick with Goofy. Yeah. So, if I'm throwing a party, Goofy's coming for sure, Kuzco's coming. Um, we're gonna bring in, oh, man, do I wanna hang out with that guy? You know, I'm gonna bring Gaston, but that's for a different reason. So, let's just say I'm not married in this fantasy world. I'm bringing Gaston with me because that dude's gonna bring some extra people with him, if you know what I mean. So, that he's gonna get the party cracking. And he's actually a good guy. He's not even a villain. He's just misunderstood. Timon. Yeah, Timon. See, but you have to bring Pumbaa with them, but I feel like Pumbaa's a party killer. Like, he'll just come in and just, like, do something stupid, and all the people are gonna be like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing, bro? Can't be doing that." But Timon knows how to bring a party. Yeah, so Timon's allowed in. Come on in, Timon. That's so funny. You know who's bringing the drink, though? Our boy. Our boy, Mr. Toad. That dude be stumbling in already. The party started before he got in the car, right? That's hella funny. Emperor's New Groove, that's another one, man. I feel like that movie is underrated, but then it kinda, like, popped off when they made the shows, and then it was like they were like, "Well, let's not do this anymore." Which princes am I inviting to the party? I feel like Belle's a square, so I won't invite Belle unless she's like, yeah, she's just a square, dude. She might snitch on people. Um, Ariel's she's down. She's always like willing to just do stupid shit. So we'll bring Ariel over. Um, know who I'm bringing in? I'm bringing Veronica. Is that her name? Victoria Veronica, the girl, the person that that the oh my god, is it what is it? Let me see. Can't remember her name. Veronica. Um, that was it. Okay, that's hella funny. It's Vanessa. Yeah, we'd bring Vanessa in because remember when Ursula turned into Vanessa? Fire. So we'll go with Vanessa. No, I don't, Kiki, because they're underage. So Errol is too ditzy. Ursula can make a mead cocktail. That's all funny, dude. That's what I'm saying. Oh my god, Pocahontas is just she ain't smart. She's just pissing me off. Anyways, um, okay. So, what is your guys' thoughts on a bar coming to Villains Land, and who do you think should run the bar? Because if I'm not mistaken, that's where they're going to do like the Emperor's New Groove thing, or have Yzma with her potions. That just makes sense. But you're right. Ursula can make a mean drink. Big Hero 6 is underrated, 100%. I did not like Raya, whatever it's called. I just didn't like I don't like Aquafina's voice. It bothers me. Gaston should run the bar. Dude, right? Oh my god, how good is that area over in Magic Kingdom? That's honestly probably one of my little favorite areas. Like that just like little nook in the back, and it has his tavern in the fucking water. Like it's just that's a cool area. How come we don't have something like that in Disneyland? They can totally fit that over by the Matterhorn. Easy. That would have fit perfectly. We're at three villains. Hades could run it too. Yeah, I don't know if Hades would. Do you think Hades would run a bar, or do you think he's gonna do more of like the joke kind of thing or joke show? Let's see. Lens Land Bar. Let's see if there's anything on here. And see, they're saying no new bar. That would be dumb. And nothing. We're not getting anything yet on a Haunted Mansion style bar. These are all just for the cruises. I think that's just a waste of like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like I don't drink or anything, but I like the creativity of these bars because for some reason they put so much effort into making these bars like a destination. So I want to see them, especially like on the cruises. Some of these bars are fantastic. Corella, Facilier, and the Evil Queen. Is it confirmed where they're getting up? No, I haven't seen anything confirmed yet. But that's what I'm saying. Like I heard some stuff that's what they're gonna do. And that was what I was talking about earlier, where they're gonna find a way to make things a little bit lighter. So I don't think they're gonna go with like the full on dark characters. And what I mean by dark characters, like they're characters that are not from this world or that are possessed by evil spirits. Because there's some people out there that are just like legit not human. But I think they need to bring a bar there. I'm not a huge advocate for having bars in the Magic Kingdom, but from a standpoint of like there's a difference between having a bar and then having alcohol served everywhere in the park. And I think that's where people start getting a little they don't think of it that way. If you go to DCA, you can pick up a drink of alcohol pretty much anywhere. You can go to any little shop there, you can get it from it. You can get a cup of beer or whatever the hell you're gonna get. Do they even have fucking frozen Coke and rum, Jack Daniel Coke, which are fantastic. Um, but Magic Kingdom, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna just go grab a drink and walk around with it. They're gonna want you to drink at the bar, and I think that's where that line is okay, and that's why I think that that they get away with it over in Disneyland right now with having the tavern. You know, you just go in there and just you have to drink there. So I'm all right with that. All right, y'all. That is it for me for tonight. I appreciate everybody. We're still on the road for to get to 3,000 hours. We're on the road to 1,000 people subscribed. I just hit 800. I'm gonna make a little video on that. I do appreciate everybody. Kiki Luca, Remy D, John. Who else we got here? Kiki Luca, John. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this whole time. Thanks for being here on a Wednesday night. That's crazy. So we're gonna keep this going. We're gonna do this every single Wednesday. We're almost there, man. And then my Disney trip's coming up in September. So I'll make sure that I'm gonna document a little bit of that and we'll kind of talk where we come back and forth on that. You're welcome for live streams. My schedule for work has been a little weird, but next week I should be back to normal scheduling. So I'm gonna start walking again in the mornings, and I'll probably do some live walks then. I'll start posting a little bit more about those before I actually start doing them. But go ahead, everyone out there, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me over on Instagram, follow me here on YouTube. You can also catch me on OG55's channel After Dark. We got a new one coming out. We're going to film it on Sunday, so it's probably going to come out on Monday. So stay tuned for that. Everybody, thank you for bringing me the questions. If you have anything and you want a question or you want me to bring it to live, drop it over on my Instagram at Candid Camper. So see me there. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.